All right, Shalom Yasharallah. Before we get started, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rakak Badash, and double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Back another video, another lesson. All right, and this is going to be another response to the video I did yesterday on that bugged out Christian. All right, man, I'm gonna go to the video because it was some more information I wanted to bring out, but it wasn't really, coming to me. But this is the video. Goofy bugged out Christian is losing his mind. All right, he was trying to, he was going into many different things, and one of the main things he went into was, the Hebrew, the real Israelites. He says those over there in the land. All right, they're the real Israelites because the whole world hates them, and they're going through war and stuff like that. But he says us in America, blacks. He's really talking about black people, but also Native Americans and Hispanics. We're chilling. Ain't nothing happening to us. We're not oppressed. All right, but let me go to try to find a point real quick.
Are being persecuted. It's on the news every day. As we're debating with the Hebrew Israelites, and Lord knows,
Play it from right here.
the real Jews in Israel being persecuted.
If I'm gonna go back a little bit.
Is they think the whole world, all of us, can't see the real Jews in Israel being persecuted by the whole world as we speak. As we're debating with the Hebrew Israelites, and Lord knows why we're even doing it, because we're lovers of truth, of course. As we're debating with them and trying to show them that they're not the real Hebrew Israelites, we're also watching those people get persecuted. The Jews all around the world are being persecuted. It's on the news every day. I don't understand. We have eyes to see. We see what's happening.
And real quick, this guy's clearly. So he's basically saying that because they're getting persecuted, they're the real Jews, But I want to say them being over in that land, all right, if they're the true Israelites, the world would be at peace, which we always bring out this point. If they were the real Israelites, if they were the real Jews, all right, which is more than just the Jews, all right, where are the other 10 tribes, right? Where's, Simeon and Gad and Asher, the rest of Ephraim, Manasseh, where the rest of the tribes at? It's more than just the Jews. It's the Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and then you have the rest of the tribes. But nevertheless, let's get into this. I got a few precepts. Let's get first Isaiah 60 and 18, because when the real Israelites go back to the land, the earth the whole world will be at peace. All right, but there will be no more war. Matter of fact, if we read that, let's get Micah 4 and 1. All right. You can also read the precept to it, Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 2 through 4, right? So this is Micah 4 and 1. It says, but in the last days it shall come to pass, right, that the mountain of the house of the Lord, whose name is Yahweh, all right, shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow unto it. All right, you don't see people flowing unto Israel. All right, it says, and the mountains represent government, so that the Israelites we will be the top government, the top people on the planet Earth in those days, right? And many nations shall come and say, come, and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, and to the house of God, into the house of the God of Jacob. The God of Jacob. Who's the God of Jacob? Yahweh. He's the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right? And he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths, for the law shall go forth out of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. Is the law going forth out of Zion right now? No, it is not. Are they teaching the whole world to keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord? Absolutely not. They're doing a bunch of wickedness right now. Right? And I also looked up how many Israelis have died, right, in war with Palestine. Okay? And it says, this is AI overview. It reads, reports indicate that approximately 1,200 Israelis have died in the conflict with Palestine since October 7, 2023. This number includes civilians and soldiers. All right, and it gives the breakdown of Israeli facilities, right, fatalities, the October 7th attack, all right, subsequent conflict, and total casualties. It says Wikipedia reports, right, a total of 1,959 Israelis have killed, including 950 civilians and over 1,000 security forces. Note that this number includes deaths in other regions as well, such as Lebanon and Syria. And you also still got the Israeli hostages. If they were the real people, there would be no hostages. Why are they being, held hostage, right? Let's try to look. Let's see if we can get that. How many are being? Let me see. Held hostage. Let's see if we can get something. It says, based on the most recent reports, there are 59 Israeli hostages still being held captive in Gaza. All right. It says Israel believes 35 are dead and their bodies are being held in Gaza. 24 hostages are believed to be alive. It says, however, the condition of 3 of these 24 hostages is uncertain, according to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. And that's also a thing. There will be no prime minister. There will be a king over all people, especially the Israelites. All right. But if these are the real people of the Bible, as this guy proclaims, okay, this man right here, if they're the real people of the Bible, why are they being held hostage? Why is there still war going on? Right? Let's finish Micah 4 out. Verse 2 again. And many nations shall come and say, come, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, whose name is Yahweh, all right, and to the house of the God of Jacob. And he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth out of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword, Shalakia. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. But they shall sit every man under his vine and under his fig tree, and none shall make them afraid. You see that? And none shall make them afraid, for the mouth of the Lord of hosts has spoken it. All right. So these were the real people of the Bible, as they proclaim. It will become total peace. All right. The earth will be in a better condition, right? You won't have chemtrails. The food won't be messed up. All right. We will have clean water, clean air, right? Now let's go to Isaiah 69. Like I said, I meant to bring all this out in my last video, but which you can go watch. I may actually take it down, but it's all good. But yeah, Isaiah 60 and 18. Let's get that. When you read Isaiah 60, this goes into Israelites, being glorified when we are in rulership, right? It says, straight to the point, Isaiah 60 and 18, it says, violence shall no more be heard in thy wall. It says, violence shall no more be heard in thy land. It says, wasting nor destruction within thy borders. But thou shalt call thy wall salvation, and thy gates praise. So it says, violence shall no more be heard in the land. You still got violence. These people have and I was watching. I also watched the elder Manata Zakba's video and the elder Karata Zaba. They both did a video on this guy. All right, which he's clearly an agent. All right, he's clearly set up. He's being paid. And people are asking in the comment section, who's paying you? This dude is obviously set up, and he's being paid to stir up confusion, man. All right, but it was also a point brought out of the real Israelites wouldn't have no might in their hand, as the elder Manata Zakba brought out. Let's go to Deuteronomy, and the curse is 28, and I think it was verse 32 or 36. Yeah, this is Deuteronomy 28 and 30. Deuteronomy 28:32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thine hand. Meaning what? Let's look up might. See if we can get something out of that. Might. Allah. Okay. It says God like one, mighty men, men of rank, mighty heroes, angels. Look down here. D3. Strength, power. So it says we have no power in our hands, man. We have no strength. We have no power. All right. These people, they have tanks. They have weapons. They have they getting aid. They can set billions and billions of dollars to matter of fact. Also, I got another one. Where is that? Okay. This from End Time Headlines. Trump calls on Saudi Arabia to join Abraham Accords and recognizing Israel. These people are being recognized. Let's get Jeremiah 15 real quick. Okay, so we have no might in our hand. Okay, this is Jeremiah 15:5. It says, for who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? Or who shall bemoan thee? Or who shall go aside to ask how thou doest? You see that? So these people are being recognized. But I just told you clearly, nobody will have pity on us. NLT version, verse 5. Who will feel sorry for you, Jerusalem? Who will weep for you? Who will even bother to ask, how are you? These people don't. We're supposed to be at the bottom. You know, we're supposed to be, which is also says that in the curses. They shall get thee very high, and thou shalt become very low. Roughly paraphrasing that. Okay, we're supposed to be at the bottom. You know, on a low end. You see? So if these people are being recognized, how are they being persecuted? How are they being, if you even say something about these people, you speak wrong about them, you put on the internet, they'll take the video down, to take your whole page, they'll delete your page or whatever, man. Right? They call it anti-Sim. You can go read this. I'll probably read a little bit. President Donald Trump called on Saudi Arabia to recognize Israel during a speech to the oil-rich kingdom's leaders on Tuesday, saying, you'll be greatly honoring me by doing so. Trump frequently referred to Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, hope I said that right, by name during his speech at the Saudi U.S. Investment Forum at the country's de facto ruler. Watch from the front row, flanked by Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk. With the historic Abraham Accords that we're so proud of, all the momentum was aimed at peace, aimed very successfully, Trump said. You go more, read more up on that. And I also got another one from End Time Headlines. So these people are being persecuted, right? These people are but these people are, they're like I said, they being persecuted, right? But it says right here, this from the People's Voice. Netanyahu planning full-scale assault on Gaza in coming days. You see that? So he planning a full-scale assault. Like we just read it in Deuteronomy 28:32. The Israelites are supposed to have no might in their hand. They're supposed to have no strength, no power. So how are they doing these things if they're the real people? Right? Doesn't make sense. Let's get Ezekiel 28:25. So I also want to bring that out, a few examples. Okay, and like I said, we go into this. I done done a video on this before, but just bringing out more edification for you brothers and you sisters out there, or the hopeful elect. Ezekiel 28:25. Israel regathered. Thus saith the Lord power, when I shall have gathered the house of Israel from the people among whom they are scattered. We're scattered all over the world, right? And shall be sanctified in them in the sight of the heathen. Then shall they dwell in their land. Right? The Lord's going to put us back in our land. We're not going to put ourselves in the land like these people did. Right? Then shall they dwell in their land that I have given to my servant Jacob. And they shall dwell safely therein. Let's read that again. And they shall dwell safely therein. Meaning what? There's going to be no violence. Nobody's going to try to come up against us. All right? There's going to be a complete order when we're in rulership, man. When the real people go back. Right? And shall build houses and plant vineyards. Yeah, they shall dwell with confidence. They shall dwell. We're going to dwell with confidence. Okay? Let's look up confidence. I think it's Batath. Batach. Oh no. Batach. Batach. Salakia. Batach. It says security, safety, securely. You see? So we're gonna dwell. We're gonna have security. We're gonna be secure. We're gonna be safe. All right. Nobody trying to come up against us, right? And plus, we're gonna have spiritual power anyway. You know. So people not gonna try that. But let's read it again. And they shall dwell safely therein, and shall build houses and plant vineyards. Yeah, they shall dwell with confidence, when I have executed judgments upon all those that despise them round about them. And they shall know that I am Yahweh, their God. Let's read this in the NLT version. You know, we can go all day with this, you know, but, you know, gotta get back soon. But if I had the time, I would go all day with this, man. There's a lot more scriptures we could bring out, right? Ezekiel 28:25 NLT. This is what the sovereign Lord says. The people of Israel will live. I'm sorry, let me slow down. I'm a little excited, all right? The people of Israel will again live in their own land, the land I gave my servant Jacob. For I will gather them from the distant lands where I have scattered them. I will reveal to the nations of the world my holiness among my people. They will live, they will live safely in Israel. It says what? They will live safely in Israel. Okay, no wars, nobody, you know, no nations, you know, trying to bomb us. All right. It says they will live safely in Israel and build homes and plant vineyards. And when I punish the neighboring nations that treated them with contempt, they will know that I am the Lord their God. You see that? So we're going to dwell safely. When the real people when the true people of the land go back, the true people of God, Yahweh Bashim Yahshua go back to the land, we're going to dwell safely. There's going to be no more wars, none of that. Nobody getting taken hostage. All right? Let's get this last one, Jeremiah 32:37. Okay? And it reads, Jeremiah 32. I saw another one too, but I'll just read this. Jeremiah 32. I'm starting at 36. It says, and now therefore, thus saith Yahweh. That's the Most High's name, and the Son's name is Yahweh Shai. All right, those are the true names, the true names. All right, of the Most High and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And now therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, the power of Israel, the God of the Israelites, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, concerning this city whereof ye say, it shall be delivered into the hand of the king of Babylon, right? By the sword and by the famine and by the pestilence. Behold, it says, behold, I will gather them out of all countries, whither I have driven them. Salakia, you know, letting people go past. Read it again. Jeremiah 32:37. Behold, I will gather them out of all countries, right, whither I have driven them in mine anger and in my fury and in great wrath. And I will bring them again unto this place, and I will cause them to dwell safely. And they shall be my people, and I will be their God. And I will give them one heart and one way, that they may fear me forever, for the good of them and of their children after them. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them, that I will not turn away from them to do them good. But I will put my fear in their hearts, that they shall not depart from me. We're never going to depart from the Lord ever again. And we're going to dwell safely in our land. Let's get the NLT. And I'm going to end it. Jeremiah 32:36 NLT. Now I want to say something more about this city. You have been saying it will fall to the king of Babylon through war, famine, and disease. But this is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. I will certainly bring my people back again from all the countries where I will scatter them in my fury. I will bring them back to this very city and let them live in peace and safety. Okay, peace and safety. So you trying to say they going to war? That proves they're not the true people. Because when the real people go back, it says what? They will live in peace and safety, man. Okay. And let's get this real quick. Ezekiel 36 and verse 5. It says, therefore thus saith the Lord power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession, with the joy of all their heart and despiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey. So they took the land that belongs to us. And they took the land, they took the heritage, our heritage. Okay, they claim to be the true people of the Lord, but they're not. You see? So this, like I said, this guy has completely lost his mind. Completely bugged out. Has no idea what's going on. Like the elder was saying, agents don't know Bible prophecy. You see? So when the true people go back, the true Israelites will dwell in peace. All right? So, Lord willing, this was edifying for you brothers and you sisters out there. You got something out of it. I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone to teach and rule well. Peace and citations to the hopeful elect. Till next video, I'm going to say, Shalom.